Hello, everyone. I am one winning day from getting a payout. For Top Step, the rules are you have to have 5 winning days of $150 or more, and then you can request a payout. And I'm not going to take it. Maybe. Depends. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I've done a lot of digging deep into my analysis lately. How's my trading been going? This is all of my trades in the past month. I've been looking at I have essentially this month decided I'm going to trade NQESYM, gold, silver, copper, oil, platinum, everything. All of like the main futures that have like semi decent liquidity. So I've done that. Um, the chart you're seeing right now, this is everything gold, copper, silver, platinum, and oil. Every one of those trades. So this is all the trades I've taken, excluding the big three ESYM and Q. Excluding those, so on this, you can see that 4 out of the 5 weeks, 4 out of the 5 weeks over here are losing weeks. Now, if I flip to hypothetically, if I were to have just taken ESYM and NQ trades, it looks something like this. 4 out of the 5 weeks are now green. Simply put, moving forward, I will not be trading gold, silver, platinum, oil, or copper. And there's a very clear reason, but I was hesitant because earlier in the month, gold and oil in particular had banger trades, like really, really good trades. I was making a ton of money. It was almost a guarantee that if you were to buy a gold future and if you were to sell an oil future, you were just going to make money. They were trending super, super hard. And then all of a sudden, they just snapped and they flipped. They stopped trending. They stopped moving the way they were moving before. If you look at gold 6 months ago, if you look at silver 3 months ago, the past 2 years of silver 3 months ago have just been flatlining, chopping up and down. If you look at oil, it trends heavy and then it chops. Gold, it trends heavy, then it chops. And trading a consolidating asset is extremely difficult. And it's deceiving sometimes because when I was trading gold initially, like when I first started looking at all these assets, gold was like, you just couldn't go wrong. You click buy, you wake up the next day, and you've made money. Same thing with oil. Shorting oil was like free money on the table. But then they hit these phases of pure consolidation, and it gets really hard to make money with them. Like massive losing streaks of loss, win, loss. It's really hard to make money with them when they're consolidating. It is less predictable. Whereas when you look at NQESYM, they trend, they have their moments of consolidation as well, but they trend more regularly. It is a consistent status for them to be a trending asset. They don't consolidate for a month or years. They're always moving up or down depending on everything, right? So when I was doing my analysis and comparing the charts and like looking through win rates, time of day, and I was like, I'm going to compare these because I've lost a couple times on copper and gold and oil recently, so I'm going to compare these and take a look. And I saw this chart compared to this chart, and I was like, oh, there's a lot more red days when I'm trading those compared to the big three that represent the economy. So I'm going to make that change moving forward. And hopefully next month can look like this, because how awesome would that be? 4 out of 5 winning weeks, and the smallest, and the only red week was smaller than every single green week. Like, that would be insane. That this is a clear edge, and this is not back tested. These are live trades that I actually took, so I know that this is accurately representative of what I could do in the markets because I've already done it before. Payout. I'm not taking it. Why? Well, first off, this trade's not going too hot, so I might not even win this trade, and I may be like at a $0 balance. I would just I want it to mean something. Maybe it comes from place of ego. Maybe it comes from a place of being cocky or greedy. But if I took a payout for, say I win tomorrow, I have a day where I win, I'm up 150. So 150 plus this 540, that would put me at around 700. I could withdraw a maximum of $350. I have spent so much time and so much energy, and the account itself has costed me a net $200, where $150 of profit, it doesn't feel worth it to me. Not to mention, when you take your payout, your max loss limit goes to zero. So I would only have $350 left on the account, and as you can see right now, this trade, which is not going too hot, I risk $500 a trade. So for $150 of profit after working for 2 weeks, doesn't feel worth it. Now, if this was my first ever payout, I would take it, but it's not. I did get paid a couple months ago for $340, and it was great. I was like, sweet. And before that, I got paid the year before. I got like 6 payouts, and that was great. A lot has happened since then, and I've changed my trading strategies and my methods and how I do things. I would really only be extremely interested if I could take a payout that was $1,000, meaning I would need a balance of $2,000. And with the changes of removing gold, silver, copper, oil, platinum, I anticipate I will perform better in the markets. And while I have $2,000 of drawdown, I want to use that to my advantage to make that barrier at least $1,000 of barrier, so I at least have 2 trades. And then $1,000 would really, like, that would hit hard. That would be to me something that is meaningful, something that is like, whoa, like this is for real, which would be super exciting. I'd rather build the foundation of this account and get it to a point where I won't necessarily lose it, and the money is earned. I'm getting paid for my edge. I'm getting paid for being a trader. And I'm not close to blowing this account either. If I was close, like, uh-oh, I only have this amount and I'm unsure, okay, that's a different story. But I'm confident in my edge, especially after seeing this picture of what my month would have looked like if I wasn't trading the other assets. These weekly P&Ls, wow. This would be up 700, 500, 1,300, 700, 2,000, 3,000 on the month. 3,000 on the month. If I had excluded several of these trades. And trades earlier in the month, I'll pull up my journal to get a glimpse at these. Trades earlier in the month, there were some good trades, but there was an embarrassing amount of bad trades. And when I say bad trades, I mean emotionally driven, FOMO, rule-breaking trades. So here's my journal. You can look here and we can see October 1st. Let's look at the emotional mistakes, greed, overtrading. There's a big one in here. Yeah, FOMO, fear, eagerness, fear, greed. Right here. October 7th. And this was a lot on. Look at this. Part of the reason I'm also dropping these assets is because there's a lot of noise in these consolidation periods, and setups appear very frequently, so you can get into a trade pretty easily. 4 trades, all losses that were just overtrading, that are really easy to take because they're always there. They always exist. They follow the rules, so I can sit back and say, well, it followed the rules. Well, they're all going to follow the rules because they chop, they make the setup, but the setup doesn't have the same value that it does on assets such as ESNQYM. And I had the same issues with the indices earlier in the month as well, where I was taking trades I shouldn't have taken. NQ, massive FOMO. Wasn't paying attention. That was copper. NQ long was overtrading. ES long was overtrading, and I wasn't patient. But looking between these two, it's pretty clear what decision needs to be made and what I want to do in order to get a payout that means something to me, that represents work, and one that represents this edge. I have been trading this new strategy for about a month. It's not a new strategy, it's the same one I've been trading. It's just a different methodology, looking at more assets, but also widening my criteria, widening the range, the time of day I can trade. I take a ton of trades now in Asia session, and I let them run all throughout the night, and I find a lot of success doing that. So widening these things and not showing trades on X has helped a ton. Lots of differences, big changes that have helped me and made me confident that I have a better idea of what I'm doing. Now, time will tell. Maybe this is a stupid idea. Maybe I'll look back and say, oh, well, I really shouldn't have taken that payout because now I don't even have a funded account anymore. But I'm pretty confident in myself. Looking at these charts, I'm optimistic. So I can take a payout if I win another day. I'm not going to do it. Will I regret it? Subscribe and find out. Thank you for watching.